welcome. It is Thursday, Friday Eve. Welcome to this edition of The Lunch Break, but it's also known as, or better known as, the Houston Roundball Review TAKEOVER, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Facebook, Twitch, Fire TV, YouTube, Musk, and of course, on Roku via the BS3 network. If you have a Roku streaming device, just download BS3 TV. If you don't, you can go to bs3network.com or bs3tvlive.com. Let's have fun. I'm KG Kris Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review. Been doing this thing, Roundball Review that is, since 1994. Been streaming here on this platform, courtesy of a man, AJ Jones, for about 2 years now, roughly 2 years, maybe going on 3. Going to have some fun here this lunch hour with you. Joining me on the show, a lot of hoops. That's what I do. Talk a lot of hoops. Do sports as well, but mostly hoops. Mostly Cougars. My alma mater, proud UH graduate. Going to talk about the men's team, 17-2, 4-2 in the Big 12, and the women's team. They're not. Tony M, how are you? The women's team is not 17-2, nor are they 4-2 in the Big 12. Unfortunately, let's get right into that. UH women lost last night in Lubbock, Texas Tech, by a final score of 66-48 to fall to 2-6 overall. 2-6 in the Big 12, 11-8 overall. Well, keep it up there. Keep it up. Tony M, the Coogs women's team on the road again this Saturday at UCF in Orlando. Tony, Miss Wanda, if you're tuning in on Facebook, Doc, UH alums, UCF is winless in Big 12 play. Winless. I talked to some friends and colleagues Wednesday night at the Rockets game, Rockets Blazers. We'll talk about that momentarily in this 55 minutes. All of them predicted UCF to get their first conference win Saturday against Coach Huey's Houston Cougars. Tony M, what say you about that? What do you think about that? Do you agree? Do you have an LOL? Do you shake your head? What does that say about the state of UH women's basketball? If everyone expects them to lose to UCF, for UCF to get their first Big 12 win ever this Saturday on the road. But all of them said it. All of them. Not one person. One. But she phrased it as, after I told her, well, UCF is winless. Oh, we better win. That was her response. We better win. Yeah, they better. It'd be bad if the Cougars lose. UCF has played better the last few games in conference, lost close games. Cougs, one more time, women's basketball scores. Lost by 6 at home to Oklahoma. Game really wasn't that close down the stretch. Cougs did not quit, but it really wasn't in doubt. And then lost by 18 Wednesday night in Lubbock to Texas Tech. Did not crack the 50-point barrier. 2-6 in Big 12 play. The wins were one win over TCU, who was depleted by injuries, and then BYU, a fellow newcomer to the conference. So it's not exactly earth-shattering results in conference play so far for Coach Huey. Tony M says, right, I agree. We better win. We shall see what will happen. But will anyone notice? Will anyone in the administration care? I mean, Chris Pesman, Timo Fertitta, President Couture, are you paying attention to what's going on in women's hoops? I'm asking a serious question. I really haven't seen the president at any women's game. I haven't seen Tillman at any women's game. I haven't seen Tillman really at any men's game so far this season. He's busy making money, adding to his billions, of course. But women's hoops, They are part of the program. They are part of athletics. Put your face into place. Because, contrast, also on this slide, you see the Cougars men's team 17-2, overall 4-2 in the Big 12. The sky didn't fall after they lost at Iowa State and lost in Fort Worth at TCU. They're okay. They beat UCF in a defensive clinic, 57-42, then won at BYU earlier this week by 7. I'm going to have a clip from Coach Sampson after the BYU game. But I want to talk about Houston's win over UCF. UCF is a good team. They're 3-3 in Big 12 play. UCF has beat Kansas in Orlando, beat Texas in Austin. UCF did not make a 2-point basket against Houston until 10 minutes left in the second half. They made 3 3-pointers in the first half, no twos, did not score a basket until 10 minutes left in the second half last Saturday. It was a sight to see. Now, it's not like Houston's offense was rolling, because it wasn't. You could tell both teams knew each other, had faced each other, well scouted, all those things. But UCF did not make a 2-point basket versus Coach Kelvin Sampson's Cougars until 10 minutes remained in the second half. Amazing. Amazing. But yes, the Cougs finally got their first Big 12 road win earlier this week against other Cougars in Provo versus BYU. It was BYU's 3-point offense against Houston's defense. Houston won the game by 7. Oh, man, how you doing, my man? Thank you for chiming in on the show, on the lunch break, on the Roundball Review TAKEOVER, powered by JM&E. Is the Big 12 teams that much better? Yes. Yes, they are. Well, I mean, better than who? How much better than who? Are you asking better than teams in the Big 10, teams in the SEC, ACC, Pac-12? Who are you? What's your qualifier for the question? But overall, yeah, yeah, honestly, yeah, they are all mad. They really are. And to that point, I'll show this slide, as I do often. Here are as of the games through Wednesday, January 24th. This is how the Big 12 men's hoops teams are ranked in the net rankings. The net, once again, stands for NCAA Evaluation Tool. So it's one of the tools that the men's basketball committee uses to evaluate and determine seeding, bracketing for the NCAA tournament. Look at that, all, man. 3 of the top 10 teams in the net are in the Big 12. 5 of the top 16 are in the Big 12. Houston, number 1 overall. Records are in parentheses. Cougs 17-2 overall, 4-2 in the Big 12. BYU, even though they lost. Look at that, all, man. Look at that. Look at that. BYU has 4 Big 12 losses, 5 overall, and they're still ranked 5th in the net. Still. So it goes to show you their non-conference schedule is very strong and what they got done in non-conference, as well as who they faced so far in Big 12 play. Iowa State 10, Baylor 15, Kansas 16, TCU 34, Oklahoma, despite losing last night at home to Texas, is 35. Cincinnati 2-4 in Big 12 is 37. Texas Tech is 4-1 in first place in the Big 12, ranked 38. Texas is moved up. Since last week's show, Longhorns have moved up like 22 spots to now 44 in the net. Big win for them, winning in Norman over the Sooners Wednesday night. UCF, 67. Houston's next opponent this Saturday, K-State, home game this Saturday, 71. Oklahoma State. Coach Boynton, 0-6. He probably is coaching his last 12 games, regular season plus whatever they do in the conference tournament. He'll be fired. I just, barring some surprising turnaround, he's done. And West Virginia at 152 in the net. That's now a quad 3 win for Houston. West Virginia beat Kansas at home. The Coogs beat them by 30, 39, whatever it was, at home. So it is just a gauntlet. That is the phrase, the word that the coaches and media are using to describe Big 12 men's basketball. So the conference they left, yes, Houston left the AAC. Last year, the Cougars were 17-1 in the AAC. They've already lost twice in the Big 12 and will probably lose a couple more times in Big 12 play. But that's okay. That's how tough and competitive the Big 12 is in men's basketball. And it's a great environment, home games, road games. It's a lot of fun. The atmosphere is great. Salute to all the fans who support their teams. Ride or die. So life in the Big 12 is great. You're going to shift gears and play just a brief clip from head coach Kelvin Sampson after this comments are after the Houston's win on the road at BYU. Not very long, but you get the idea of Coach Sampson's, I'll say relief, but glad that the team won, got the first Big 12 road win, but also about the environment in the Big 12. Check it out.
Just thrilled for the win. Happy for our kids. Thought we hung in there. Tough place to play. It's the second time I've been here. And student section, the administration, how they create their home court advantage is Big 12-ish. We've been on 3 road trips, 3 arenas. Hilton Coliseum is as tough a place as you'll want to play. Saturday afternoon in Fort Worth, tough place to play. And then Tuesday night in Provo. Every arena, including Fertitta Center. That's why it's so hard to win on the road in this league, is these fans support their teams. A lot of times, in the past, we go to an arena and we'd be packed, and a lot of times they would come to see us. But these fans didn't come to see us play. They came to support BYU. Iowa State did not. They could care less about us. They came to support the Cyclones, and that's the beauty of playing in for the fans. Now for coaches, it's absolute HELL. I better not say that here. I feel my mother would be. It's just we had one. We won at Xavier. We've beaten Utah and Dayton and Texas A&M, but we hadn't won a Big 12 game on the road. And at some point, if you're going to make noise, you've got to break through and do that. And we're thrilled to be able to do it tonight.
That's head coach Kelvin Sampson after the Houston Cougars 75-68 road win over the BYU Cougars. Houston now 17-2 overall, 4-2 in Big 12 play. Continuing with the schedule, and real quickly, if folks are wondering, Kris, you're talking about the net and all those things. Reminder for everyone, the net tool that the men's basketball committee uses. Quadrant 1 wins, your opponent, that consists of home wins over 1 through 30, neutral 1 through 50, road 1 through 75, quad 2, 31 to 75 home, neutral site 51 to 100, road 76 to 135, quad 3, home 76 to 160, neutral site 101 to 200, away 136 to 240, and the last but not least, quad 4, home 161 to 362, neutral site 201 to 362, and then away 241 to 362. And going to show this The Cougs men's team has 12 conference games remaining. And before today's show, I broke it down as best I could to give you an idea of what's left on the schedule for them, as far as quad 1, quad 2, etc. All Mad, Tony M, everybody watching on Musk, Roku, etc. Check it out. Cougs, of course, currently are 17-2 overall, 4-2 in Big 12. They have 5 quad 1 wins. That is either first, second, top 2, top 3 overall in number of most quad 1 wins in men's hoops. 2-0 in quad 2, 3-0 in quad 3, 7-0 in quad 4. All those 7 wins were non-conference games. These 12 games you see on the screen are the remaining games on the schedule. 8 of the 12 are quad 1 games. 8. This is the 12 games left in Big 12 play. 3 of them are Q2 games. 1 of them is Q3. So added up, those 8 Q1s, 3 Q2s, that's 11 of Houston's remaining 12 games are either a Q1 or a Q2. That's 11. They've already played 9 quad 1 and quad 2 games. So 20 of Houston's 31 games this season will be either a Q1 or a Q2. Last year in the American, I think the Cougars totaled maybe 6 Q1 and maybe 3 or 4 Q2s, maybe 10. So maybe 8 to 10 total of Q1, Q2 for being a member of the American. This year, it's double that. 20 of their games are quad 1 or quad 2. Life in the Big 12 is truly a gauntlet. Yes, Houston's upcoming game this Saturday, Kansas State, 11 o'clock start, 11 a.m. It's a blackout. And fans are encouraged to be. The game's going to be on ESPN. Fans are encouraged to get there early, wear their black. Debate if that's good or not. If you like the black coat, my buddy Deion Dunlap is not a fan of the Cougars' black uniforms. Says they look too much like Texas Tech. But hey, it is what it is. But me, as I mentioned during our Tuesday Let's Rage Cougs show, Tony M, I'd like us, I know it's difficult. I know it's January. I know sometimes the weather could be bad here in H-Town, especially in January, December. But for Big 12 weekend games in H-Town, Saturday, Sunday, including this Saturday's game against K-State. I know it's early, 11 o'clock start, but let's start tailgating as I bring up here in this clip from Let's Rage Cougs. Game against K-State this Saturday, 11 o'clock in the morning. Game's going to be on ESPN. Fans get there early. I'm going to say it again. Let's start for the weekend. Now Houston's in Big 12. Tailgating. Saturday morning, get there early. Put stuff on the grill. Invite me over. So I can sample some of your skills. And then I can tell Dayon after the show, man, you missed it, man. Some good food, man. But seriously,
I mean, you could take a picture and shout them out during the show.
Yeah, do that too. Let's start a tradition. In addition to getting rid of those black jerseys, let's start doing this. Tailgating Saturdays, Sundays, the weekend Big 12 basketball games. Let's do this. Come on, we can do it. Juan doing LOL. I'm serious. Cakes and eggs. Hey, I'm serious. Let's somebody make this happen. Let's start doing this. Tell us about it. We can plug you. You plug your stand, your whatever, your tent. Mm-hmm. And heck, we could stop by before the game, after the game, take pictures of it, put it on here on the show. We're in the Big 12. Other Big 12 schools do these things. Let's start this. Let's form a new tradition. Let's form a Houston Cougar tradition. Come on. Life in Big 12, we're winning. Probably going to win for quite a while as long as the Sampson family is in charge. Let's enjoy this ride and keep it going. So thoughts on that? Rex32, thank you for your comments. Thank you for joining the show as always. Many fans do equate tailgating to football. Switch it up. Add to it. Add hoops to your tailgating routine, your tailgating regimen. UH does need to promote it more. Because Rex, did you know? Because I didn't know this. Lauren Sampson told me about it after I sent her the clip right there we just saw, that Houston does have student tailgating. The deadline to apply for a permit or location, etc., was Wednesday. But there apparently is student tailgating opportunities, sections for games starting this Saturday against K-State. Who knew? I had no idea until Lauren sent me the flyer. I had no idea. Come on. Spread the word. In addition to me, Houston Roundball Review, Andy Yanez, Ryan Monso of GoCoogs.com, The Chronicle, 24/7 Sports. There are other outlets to promote Houston athletics. Utilize us. Maximize our audience and our reach to help you promote your product, to help promote what the hell is going on on game day. Good idea, Justin Singleton. Thank you for chiming in as well. UH could have a section like the Red Rowdies. There are different ways. The student section, another thing we talked about on our Let's Rage Coogs post-game show, sponsored by Steve Saxenian and the Saxenian family, who love to get ideas, sponsors, advertisers for this show, for the Roundball Review Takeover, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Fire TV, Musk, and of course, Roku via BS3 Network. Advertising on this show is opportunities available for you. You can always email me at kgardner@thehrr.com. Once again, kgardner@thehrr.com. The rates are reasonable and reaching thousands of folks. Trust me, thousands of people. This show, the Roundball Review, is global, has a global audience. So, you'd help me, I'd help you by advertising on this show. But yes, back to the tailgating and the promotions. I do not know everything. Full disclosure. But as I've learned through these shows, through these streaming shows, this is another way to reach your audience. So Houston Athletics, get in touch with me. Get in touch with GoCoogs.com and the other shows that discuss Houston sports and let us know about what's going on. As Justin pointed out, have folks from New Zealand and Germany watching the show. England at some time. I want to say Turkey as well because of Alpen Şengün. So this show is the Roundball Review is global. It's not just my name and a moniker that I live by. Local name, global perspective. It's reality. Okay, it is reality. So truly, make kegs and eggs. It's not a new phrase, but grow it. Weekend games for basketball, yes, tailgating is a football thing. Has been for years. But let's start making it a basketball thing. And it's another way for Houston to promote their school, their teams. You pass out flyers, do all kinds of things. Promote other events you have on campus. It's a win-win. encourage your fans to do responsibly, all those things. But in terms of what we do, alums, fans invite me over, take pictures, send me pictures. We can post them on the shows, post them on the social platforms. It's all good for everybody. And as a media person, I'm not going to overdo it because I got to cover the game. So I'm going to be smart about what I do. But I just want to interact with the fans and see what they're doing, see how they're celebrating their favorite team or their favorite sports, get ready for the game, the competition. And you might have some visiting fans who want to tailgate. You may connect with them. We got new fans in the Big 12, new teams in the Big 12 to get to know. All these things. It's just a good idea, I think, for Houston to tailgate at basketball games. And for certain matchups, like Saturday going to be on ESPN, you might have TV crews there. Y'all could be on TV. Oh, yes. Well, yes, Justin. I like how you phrased the question because you did not ask me if I thought the game would be a sellout. You asked me if I thought the fans will come out for Willie Fritz for his first game as head coach at Houston. So, yes, I do believe fans will come out to see, and I think the first game will be against UNLV. So it's not exactly, a massive opponent. It's not a Texas area school, anything like that. But it is Coach Fritz's first game as head coach of the Houston Cougars football team. I challenge the alums and the fans, that game should be a sellout. Barring a hurricane, flood warnings, some weather disasters, whatever. Coach Fritz's first home game as head coach of the Houston Cougars should be a sellout. Fans were clamoring for it, a new head coach. They were tired of the previous head coach, his ways, his lack of accountability, all those things. Got a new head coach who seems to be on top of things. That first game should be a sellout. Period. Rex says Coach Fritz equals the H-Town lockdown era. I'm for it. I'm here for it. And I'm putting it out there right now. I got to do my part as well. But Coach Fritz has an open invite to be on this show, be on the takeover, make an appearance on here, 5-10 minutes, say hi, connect with this audience, different audience that he reaches on coaches' shows and different platforms. I'm an alum. I'm a proud UH alum. But I will critique them when it's warranted. But when we deserve credit, I am going to scream it from the mountaintops. But no worries about that. Some folks left for Coach Sanders. Coach Fritz got some players from other places as well. That's part of the portal. Hey, no worries at all. Salute to Coach Prime and what he's doing. I'm looking forward to Coach Prime being in the Big 12. Put more spotlight and attention on the teams in the Big 12 and the Big 12 overall. I'm here for that. Trying to make plans to attend that football media day in July in Vegas for Big 12 football. But hey, and it could be that as well. The players that left to go to Coach Prime weren't Coach Fritz players. Different styles, different philosophies. We'll see how it all works. But you are watching The Lunch Break, the Throwback Thursday edition of The Lunch Break, better known as the Houston Roundball Review TAKEOVER, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Fire TV, Musk, and of course on Roku via the BS3 network. BS3 TV, the BS3 network. We are changing the way you watch TV. It's the bottom of the hour, as is customary. Going to take a 90-second break, a 90-second break to show you a clip, a promo of what BS3 is all about. Be right back in 90 seconds.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Welcome back to the lunch break. The Houston Roundball Review TAKEOVER, powered by JM&E, and also courtesy of the BS3 Network. If you have a Roku streaming device, just download BS3 TV. If not, you can go to bs3network.com or visit bs3tvlive.com. I am KG Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review. These final 20-plus minutes of the show, we're going to talk hoops. We're going to talk some Rockets, the other H-Town teams in action this weekend. Got this question from Rex32. Do I think the Rockets have a chance of getting Quentin Grimes out of New York? A chance? Yes. I think Quentin will be traded. I don't believe it's going to be to the Rockets. As a Piston fan, I had hopes that he'd be going to Detroit for Alec Burks. But I think Q's days with Coach Tibbs are limited. Just a question of where he'll be next. The NBA deadline is trading deadline is February 8th, so roughly 2 weeks from today. So a chance, but Rex, who do you think, or who would you like the Rockets to give up to acquire Quentin Grimes in a deal? Give me your thoughts on that. As I play this next clip from Tuesday's Les Rage Coogs post-game show, the original post-game show of Houston athletics, Houston football, and men's basketball. So, all right. Justin says the clip was media wants Tari and Jalen. No, no, hang up the phone. Please. No. I'm thinking more like Aaron Holiday and Jay Sean Tate. No. That's laughable. Tari and Jalen, please. Come on now. Please. Please. All right. But another clip from the Les Rage Coogs post-game show. We talked about the food. I talked about the food, or the poor quality of food options available to the fans who attend the games inside Fertitta Center. Check it out. Let's talk about the food, because I want to put this out there because I know and you know that Houston administration watches our show. Okay, so I'm bringing this up because I noticed it. But Chris B says, I've eaten cold burger from the new burger pop-up, high school nachos with canned cheese mixed with water, and overpriced chicken filet sandwich. Chris says he's retired from eating at Fertitta Center. And Dan, I'm going to say this. When I'm at home games, almost every home game, I see nachos, trays left almost untouched by fans. Every home game. popcorn, bags of popcorn, microwave popcorn, almost full, like fans haven't touched it. So the food offering needs to be improved. Fans, if y'all want to chime in on Chris's comments, his concerns, but it's got to get better. It's Big 12. Step up your game. Step up your game when it comes to the food and the concessions.
Yeah, I can't add much on there. I mean, I've definitely seen exactly. I know exactly what you guys are talking about, and so I mean, I second what you said. It's time to step it up. I mean, you're Big 12. You got to be top of notch everything around the board. I mean, no need to. Yeah, step it up.
So that clip again from our show, Rex 32, right here from the top rope. The food was better at TSU when they were hosting UH home games. Kris Pesman, Alvin Franklin. I know you, Alvin. You're new. You weren't here at UH back when the Coogs played home games at TSU. The food was better at TSU when they were hosting UH home games. Justin says, yeah, the food sometimes reminded me of when I played ball in high school and went to games, using the cheese that comes out the big can. That's a fact. Justin is not wrong on that. That is a fact. And Tony M says, adding to it, can't get the nachos right. This is not me. This is the viewers and the fans talking about their experiences for food offerings inside Fertitta Center. Tillman Fertitta, President Couture, Houston Athletics, administration. I know you're watching the show. I know you're shaking your head. Golly, Kris he's sticking it to us again. Man, Kris just, hey, if the quality is not up to par, this is the fan saying. This is the fan talking. It's not me. I'm just bringing it to light. In case y'all don't know, which I don't know how you would not know, in case your head is in the sand, Justin says, at least use Velveeta. Man. Tillman, right here for you. You can't own these restaurants and casinos with top-tier food and sell subpar food at the games. Y'all know what this means. These comments coming in hot and heavy and strong. Fans coming off the top rope. I'm going to give y'all a salute. Going to do it again. Give y'all another round of applause for bringing it today. And basically, it sounds like the fans are booing the nachos, especially, but the food offerings overall inside Fertitta. This is the Big 12. Give fans reason to spend more money and buy the food. Improve the quality of the food. Fans want it. The fans deserve it. Or maybe, or Justin told him, maybe they're doing this. Maybe they're trying to, in a subtle way, encourage the fans to tailgate and have them grill and have their own food outside before they come inside and say, well, if they tailgate, they can grill their own food, eat what they want. Don't have to worry about what the stuff we offer inside the building. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's their plan. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what they're doing. Genius. Maybe that's what it was. Who knows? But whatever. All right. Going to do some rapid fire stuff here. Once again, talked about the Coogs, Justin and Rex, if you hadn't seen already. This is the remaining schedule for the men's team. The Cougars, final 12 games regarding where the opponent ranks in Q1, Quadrant 1, Quad 2, Quad 3. All of them 8 of them are quad 1, 3 of them are quad 2, 1 of them is quad 3. When it's all said and done, UH men's hoops will have played 20 Q1 or Q2 games out of 31 games. 20 out of 31 games will be either against a Q1 or Q2 opponent. Life in the Big 12. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. As Rex says, it's a lot of Q1. Yep. Coogs already have 5 wins. We'll go back to it real quick. I want to do the schedule for everybody as well. They've already played 7 Q1 games. They got 8 more to go. So that's 15 Q1. Basically, half the Cougars' schedule will be Q1 opponents. And as Rex added, way different than the ACC. I want to say Houston had 8, maybe 10 total. I don't think it was as much as 10 last year in the American. Conference games, I think Houston, Memphis, maybe once or twice. UCF, maybe, or somebody else. So maybe 3 or 4 AAC games were Q1. The Cougs have 8 remaining Big 12 games Q1. Man. The pressure is on now for Houston. There are no more easy wins. At any time, the number 1 team can lose. Life in the Big 12. Houston might lose 3 or 4 more times. Which brings me to this coming weekend schedule for the Big 12 games. Let's do the men's games first. Look at this. Look at the records. Oh, let me go back one more. Let's do this for those who don't know or missed it earlier. This is the records for the Big 12 teams and their net rankings. 5 of the top 16 teams are in the Big 12. Texas Tech is in first place in the Big 12 at 4-1. They're 38 in the net. They will lose more than just once in the Big 12. Trust me on that. But look at that. 10, 12. 12 of the 14 teams are ranked 71 or better in the net. 12. Here's this weekend, this Saturday's schedule. We all know K-State at Houston, 11 o'clock Central. Kansas at Iowa State. Both teams 4-2 in the Big 12 play. Texas Tech at Oklahoma, 1 o'clock on Sooner Vision, ESPN+. Sooners coming off a home loss to the Longhorns Wednesday night, so they need that win, get a bounce back. Those Longhorns go to Provo. BYU needs to get that win to improve to 3-4 in Big 12 play. 1 o'clock on ESPN2. West Virginia at Oklahoma State. Whew, boy. Oklahoma State needs that one. If they don't win that game right there at home game against the Mountaineers, they might go winless in Big 12 play. TCU at Baylor, 3 o'clock on ESPN2. And then a battle of newcomers. Wrapping it up, UCF at Cincinnati. Both those teams have done surprisingly well to some folks, like the arrogant people who follow the Big 12 for years. Oh, those teams from the American, they're not good enough. They're beneath us. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. And then UCF went out and beat Kansas. But anyway, as Rex chimes in, he's surprised that Kansas isn't top 10 in the net. They talk like it. Well, KU fans think that their stuff don't stink. I mean, KU is a blue blood, but that's based on history and not this season. So all I might ask, with this schedule, I think it makes Houston better off going into March Madness. Some folks say yes. A case of iron sharpening iron. Some folks say no. They'll be too tired and worn out from the gauntlet. We'll see. Big 12 won 2 championships, national championships not too long, Kansas and Baylor. So didn't hurt them, but different seasons, different teams. There really isn't an elite team, a team above the rest by leaps and bounds this year in men's hoops. So we'll see, Purdue can be beaten. I mean, plus, always keep in mind, it's one and done in the tournament. It's not a series. If it was a best of 7 series, I'd probably take UConn because I'm not sure anybody could beat them 4 times. But it's not a series. It's one and done. So in that scenario, the Coogs have a chance. That's all you want. But yep, Jamal Shedd's 29 points, 10 assists performance earned him Big 12 Player of the Week honors early this week on Monday, becoming the first Houston player to receive Big 12 honors since Houston moved into the conference. So you can't erase that history right there. Jamal Shedd made history, becoming the first Houston Cougar hooper to win Big 12 Player of the Week honors. This topic is for another time, but Mercy Miller commitment to the Cougs. We'll be joining the Cougs in the fall. Well, in June when school, summer session. Not expecting much from him his freshman year, but we'll see. Because assuming Jamal Shedd leaves, somebody got to replace him as a starting point guard. Somebody. But rest of the schedule, women's hoops. This is not Big 12, but all matter. I know you're a fan of women's basketball. Tonight, Thursday night, 7 o'clock, ESPN, South Carolina and LSU. Should be a good one. Looking forward to that one. Game in Baton Rouge. South Carolina, the clear number 1 team in women's hoops. LSU seems to have ironed out their earlier kinks in the season. Looking forward to that. Of course, LSU is the reigning champs. Looking forward to that one. But women's basketball in the Big 12. This weekend. 6 games on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. First up, Iowa State. Surprising Iowa State with the youngest team in the conference. 6-2 in Big 12 play at West Virginia. A note, let me do this. I brought it up last Thursday on the takeover because at that time, Houston women's basketball had just come off a scoreless first quarter against West Virginia. Saturday, Cincinnati played West Virginia, another newcomer to the Big 12. Cincinnati women's basketball had a scoreless first quarter against West Virginia. Back-to-back games, back-to-back first quarters, 2 of the 4 newcomers went scoreless against West Virginia. Obviously, that is the first time in Division I hoops history for that to happen. Back-to-back first quarters held both opponents to 0 points. 0 points. So, I'll make a prediction. South Carolina by 12 over LSU. We shall see. I hope it's competitive. I hope it's closer than that. I mean, maybe, 12. It becomes 12 in the final score, but I hope it's competitive. I'll say this. If the Gamecocks play their A game, LSU plays their A game, the Gamecocks will win. I believe that wholeheartedly. Back to the Big 12 schedule. I touched on it earlier in the show. Houston, Coach Huey's squad, 2-6 in Big 12 play. On the road this Saturday at UCF. UCF is winless, Rec 32, winless in Big 12 play. All of my colleagues, when I told them that, said to me, UCF will get their first Big 12 win this Saturday. Oh, if that happens, that'll be bad look for Coach Huey in the program. Bad look. Next, Cincinnati 2-5 in conference at Texas. Longhorns are having some difficulties now. 3-point shooting is not really part of their offense, and they're struggling. TCU 2-6 added 4 walk-ons to complete the roster. They beat UCF, I think, by 6 on Monday. They're in Lubbock. 2-6 Horned Frogs. 4-4 Texas Tech in conference play. 2:00 on Big 12 Now on ESPN Plus. BYU, the 4th newcomer at K-State. K-State 19-1 overall, 8-0 in Big 12 play. 8-0, a 1.5 game lead in the standings. 3:00 Big 12 Now on ESPN Plus. Kansas 3-5 in Big 12 at the Sooners. Surprising Sooners 6-1. Sooners just came off beating Texas in Austin Wednesday night. 5:00 on Sooner Vision. And then Sunday, Baylor. Baylor's offense is struggling. They're 4-3 in conference play. Going to Stillwater, play the Cowgirls. The true nickname of Oklahoma State women's team is the Cowgirls. They are 4-4. That game can be seen on ESPNU. Rex 32. I'm going to pull it up. Let's see if I can pull it up. Pull up this slide. Go backwards. You're messing up the order here. There we go. Rex, remember last week when Houston women's team was 96 in the net? Well, they're now 103 in the net. They're now the last ranked Big 12 women's team in the net. 103. Not much else to say. I mean, the top 10 current regular Big 12 team, women's teams, 4 through 66. The 4 newcomers, 88 UCF, 91 BYU, 102 Cincinnati, and then bringing up the rear, 103 Coach Huey and the Houston Cougars. All right, got about 4 minutes. Rapid fire here. H-Town college teams in action. HU men's team 3-3. Got Incarnate Word this Saturday, 5:00 on the road. HU women's team is winless in the Southland Conference play. Got a game Thursday night tonight, hosting Southeastern, 6:00 ESPN Plus, and then on the road against Incarnate Word this Saturday. Oh, Colorado, yeah, they do. They have a good team, but that's next year's Big 12, not this year. That's still Pac-12. PV, men 2-3, women's team 2-3. The Alabama schools come to the Houston area this weekend. Prairie View hosts Alabama State this Saturday, 3:00 women's game, men's game 5:30, and then switch host Alabama A&M on Monday. Rice got a double hitter this Saturday at Tudor Fieldhouse. Rice men, Coach Perry got his first conference win, AAC win, beating Temple. Last Saturday, they lost Wednesday night to Florida Atlantic. Florida Atlantic, top 25 ranking. The men host Tulsa. Tulsa is led by redshirt freshman PJ Haggerty. PJ Haggerty from Crosby High School. PJ Haggerty, the 2022 winner of the Guy V. Lewis Award. I'm on the Guy V. Lewis Award Committee, which goes to the top boys high school player in the greater Houston area. PJ Haggerty has won the AAC Freshman of the Week award 7 times this season. 7. It's only been like 11 weeks of basketball. 7. Tulsa visits Rice this Saturday, 7:00. Game on ESPNU. Rex says he needs Rice men to beat Memphis. That would be something if they do that. That would be something. But the Rice women's team hosts Memphis this Saturday at 2:00 inside Tudor Fieldhouse. Then they got Coach Taylor Wilson and SMU next week. Then close it out. TSU this weekend. Double hitter. First game at noon, high noon, because TSU and Alabama A&M will be on HBCU Go. Women's game at noon. Men's game after that, 2 o'clock, really 2:30. And then the Tigers host Alabama State on Monday, 5:30 and 7:30. You see the record there. TSU men, 5-12 overall, 3-3 in the SWAC. Women's team, 3-14 overall, 2-4 in the SWAC. PJ left TCU because PJ did not get any minutes. And he did not want to wait his turn, basically. He redshirted. He didn't get, I don't think he got any minutes as a freshman last year. And he left. So Ahmad's asked me to close it out if I think fans leaving the stands are getting too dangerous. It's getting closer and closer. You know, that fan who put his hands on, was it David Jones from Memphis? Celebrate the win. Celebrate your team's win. Leave the opposing team alone. Do not touch the opposing team. Because if that happens, at some point, something bad will happen. But celebrate your team's win. Storming the court, I think, is kind of stupid, because it seems to me that you as a fan had doubts about your team winning the game. So it's an upset. So you're so happy that in your mind you upset the quote unquote favorite team. Now you go get on the floor and celebrate. Come on, man. Whatever. Oh yeah, I saw the fan had a phone in her hand and now you're paying attention and ran to Caitlin Clark. Yeah, could have been much worse. That's what I'm saying. Leave the opposing team alone. Celebrate with your fans, your team, but leave the opposing team alone. Caitlin Clark will be the repeat winner of the Nancy Liebman Award, going to the best point guard in women's college basketball. I'm one of the voters for that committee, for that national award. They're announcing the women's awards position by position this week for the WBCA and the Naismith Hall of Fame collab for that. The men's awards final 10 will be announced next week. All that and more here on the Houston Roundball Review Takeover. Wrapping it up. Thank you to everybody for watching. We're going to talk Rockets Thursday night, probably around 9 o'clock Central Time tonight and Friday. That show brought to you by Mr. Byron Riley, CPA. So as always, thank you very much for spending your time, your lunch break with me, KG Kris Gardner of the Houston Roundball Review. You've been watching the Houston Roundball Review Takeover, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Fire TV, Musk, and Roku via the BS3 network. Wrapping it up, the Houston Roundball Review, since 1994. Local name, global perspective. Y'all take care. Peace.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today, it's Thursday, January 25th, 2024. Number 1. In Southern California, people are in recovery mode after a historic weather system brought 3 months of rain in 6 hours, putting 34 million Americans under flood alerts. While many are still recovering from the deep freeze, flooding is now the danger in parts of Texas and Louisiana as they are getting soaked by relentless rain. The series of winter storms have claimed 75 lives, 30 of those in the state of Tennessee, as water systems have been affected by dangerously cold temperatures. Number 2. Golf legend Tiger Woods revealed that his enduring partnership with Nike has come to an end after 27 years. This marks the conclusion of one of the most famous brand relationships in the history of professional sports, spanning the entirety of Woods' illustrious career. The announcement of the split was made through a statement on social media expressing gratitude to Nike founder Phil Knight, Nike employees, and fellow athletes for the incredible moments and memories shared. Number 3. A new TikTok trend called Budget Ozempic is dangerous, especially to teen girls who are the most susceptible. Why is this most dangerous? Here's the issue. Use of diet pills and other weight loss medicines can result in other health issues. Experts warn that using these products can also put youth at risk for developing eating disorders within just a few years and is associated with low self-esteem, depression, and substance abuse. Number 4. An African-American man by the name of Ronnie Long was accused of raping a white woman, and then he was convicted by an all-white jury in 1976. Mr. Long spent 44 years in prison serving time for a crime he did not commit. Now, after settling a civil lawsuit, the 68-year-old man will receive $25 million, which is reportedly the second largest wrongful conviction settlement ever. Along with the settlement, the city of Concord, North Carolina, also issued a public written apology to Long. We are deeply remorseful for the past wrongs that caused tremendous harm to Mr. Long, his family, friends, and our community, the city wrote. Number 5, the circumstances surrounding the tragic death of the African-American professor Dr. Antoinette Bonnie Candia Bailey, who was the vice president of student affairs at Lincoln University, an HBCU in Missouri, reminds us that these results can be devastating. Her family alleges the bullying and harassment from the institution's president of the historically black university, a white man by the name of John Mosley, and many in leadership led this successful woman to die by suicide. It is the hope that Dr. Candia Bailey's death will be a wake-up call to institutions and organizations to be proactive about the issue of workplace bullying and for our community to be mindful of how it affects black women no matter where they work. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. In relationships, the happy time should be the overwhelming time spent. Join me today, live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, with mental health contributor Aprilette Russell and guest psychiatrist Dr. Dawn Porter, as we discuss bullying in the workplace along with today's top headlines and more. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.